Good morning all of you. Welcome to a subject database management system. So this is what a introductory lecture. So here I am going to discuss the prerequisites of database management system, how this subject can be helpful to you, what are the applications, as well as what is its importance as far as your gate point of view, as well as your career point of view, and more perspective. As well as we are going to discuss what is the syllabus that you are going to learn in this particular subject, database management system. So we'll start from the prerequisite of this subject. So in order to learn the database management system, you should have basics of a programming language, because in this particular subject you are going to learn a language called as a structured query language, and this is also one of the programming language which is used in the database. So that's why you required a basics of C, C++, means you should know how to write a program. Then next one is basic knowledge of data structure. In case of database, see, database is a part where we are going to store a different information as well as data. So the basic knowledge of data structure is also important, and that can be used in the data structure. You might learn in data structure the concept of B tree, B plus tree. So that concept is also again used in the database itself. Then you should know the few concepts from discrete mathematics. From discrete mathematics you already learn about union, intersection, Cartesian product. So all these operations we are going to use in the database. Next one is why database? Why you need to learn a database? So few questions maybe arise in your mind. So very first question that comes to your mind is that, are a database part of our life? Yes, we can say that. Now I will tell you the answer of that question, how we can say that it is a part of our daily life. See, knowingly or unknowingly we are using a database in our daily life. All of you are using social networking site, okay? All of you are using Facebook, all of you are using LinkedIn or Instagram. So you are posting some blog, you are posting some information. So that information has to be stored somewhere. So that is what where this information is going to store. So that information will be stored in the database. Similarly in the shops, suppose you go to medical, so they will check what medicine you want. After that they will deduct that medicine. So that information is also stored in the database. Suppose you go to store market, in a big bazaar, they are adding means they are deducting the items. So there also we are using the database. That's why we are saying that database is a part of our life. Then second question is that, can database be a part of our professional life too? Yes. So answer is yes, you can make your career in the database also. And nowadays database is in boom, and especially the NoSQL database. Okay, most of the social networking sites traditionally being used relational database, but now they are shifted their focus from relational database to NoSQL database. So if you want to make your career in the database, then also your career is bright. So I am going to discuss career path in the database also. Then third one is, it is one of the core subject of computer science. You know what are the core subjects of computer science? One of the subject is database, operating system, data structure, computer network. They are all called as a core subjects of the computer science. So out of this, one of the core subject is database management system. Then next one is career. Just I am talking about making career in the database. So generally in case of database there are two tracks are available. One is a development track and second one is a administration track. So first one is what a database developer. See, database developer is a person who is responsible for developing a database for particular application. As you know that in case of project you have front end as well as in the back end. What is the use of front end? Through front end you can interact with the system, okay, you can interact with the particular system, and in the back end, in case of database, you are going to store various information that you have collected through the GUI. So database developer is a person who is responsible for developing a database. Second one is a database administrator. So the DBA is a person, you might have heard about the DBA. See, DBA is a person who is responsible for maintaining a database. Maybe you heard about network administrator. So what is the role of network administrator? Network administrator is a person who is responsible for maintaining the network of any organization. For example, in our college we can have network administrator who will maintain all the system, whether they are connected. They will maintain about the whether internet connectivity is not is there or not. Similarly, in order to manage a database of any organization, we require a person, and that person is called as a database administrator. Because for most of the application, database is very important. Why database is very important? Because database is a place where information or data is going to be stored. So in order to manage that, you require a specialized person, and that person is called as a database administrator. So what are the different roles in the database? First one role is what? DBA. Second one is application developer. Third one is backend developer, and fourth one is ERP consultant. So there are n number of posts are there, n number of roles are there which you can play in case of a database. Next we talk about what are the different applications of a database. See, as I told you earlier that database is a part of our life. A database is also part of our professional life also, because as you are learning database, you are going to learn about SQL. By using SQL you can interact with the database. So database have multiple application, means I can say that in each and every application or in each and every domain we require a database. Why? Because database is a place where you are going to store your information. Okay, so first area is what? Airline and railways. Now what is the use of database in airline? So passenger information is there, flight information is there, their timing is there. So all this information is going to stored in the database. Similarly, in case of railways, same kind of thing is there. In case of railway, you can have passenger, train information is there, what is their timing, what is the number of train. Okay, so all this thing information will be stored in the database. Then next application is banking. Banking is another sector where we require a database. See, you are having account in the bank, so that information has to be stored somewhere else. That what is the name of person, what is their account number, what is the amount there, what is their address. So where this information will be stored. So all this information will be stored in the database. So in case of banking also we are using database. Then third one is education. Do you think that in education industry also we require database? So answer is yes. In case of education industries, in order to store the information of various courses, in order to store the information of students, so we require a database in education field also. Next field or you can say domain is telecommunication. In case of telecommunication, for example, Airtel is there, Vodafone is there, Idea is there. So they have various customers. So they can store customer information, they have various plans. Okay, so each and every information will be stored in the database. Next one is e-commerce. Okay, all of you are aware about e-commerce, such as Flipkart is there, Amazon is there, Snapdeal is there. They need to display the information, they need to store the order placed by the customer. So each and every information related to product, related to customer, that will be saved in the database. Then healthcare information system. In case of a hospital, in order to maintain the information of a patient, they are going to use the database. Okay, when you go to nowadays, you can see that in most of the hospital they are using computer system to store each and every information of the patient. Then digital libraries is there. Suppose you go to our library, the computer system is there. So in computer system they can check whether particular book is available or not. Then again they are using database to store the information of the students, to store the information of books. So again in the library we require a database. Then in case of finance, yes, finance is again similar to that of banking system. In case of finance, suppose a particular person has taken loan or various schemes are there, so that information is going to stored in the database. Similarly, sales is there, marketing is there, various, suppose particular product company is there, so they need to store the information about their product. again how many salesmen are there, what kind of business they have done. Each and every information we are going to store in the database. And next one is human resource. Okay, human resource department is there, where they will maintain the information of all the employees. Okay, all the employees, all the in a particular organization. So I can say that these are the few applications which I have developed, but it is limited. There are a number of domains are there where you can find the use of a database. Next one is importance. What is the importance of this particular subject in GATE exam, as well as various competitive exams are there. At the initial, I already told you that database is one of the core subjects. See, what is the meaning of core subject? Core subject means what? Whenever you are appearing for GATE or any competitive exam, they will focus on the core knowledge. Okay, as you say that I am a computer science student, so what is expected from your side? You should have core knowledge of your own branch, that is computer science. So database is one of the core subject that you are going to study. So if anybody is preparing for a GATE exam, then they need to pay more attention towards this particular subject. As well as for competitive exam, I am talking about various competitive exams such as DRDO is there, ISRO is there, okay, SAIL is there, BAIL is there, ONGC is there. See, I know that the posts are limited in that, but still they conduct exam. There is a scope for computer science student to get occupied in that particular organization. So they are conducting the exam, and in that case you always find question based on database. So here I have listed the weightage of questions asked in various exam of GATE. In 2019 you can see that 7 to 8 marks question will be asked. In 2018 6 marks question will be there. In 2017 8 marks will be there. So on an average you will find 7 to 8 marks on the database. Then we are going to discuss about syllabus. Okay, what we are going to study in this particular database. So unit 1 is what? A basic introduction to the database. So in unit 1 what we are going to learn? We are going to learn that what is a database, why database comes into existence, what will be the technology that we have used before the database, what are the types of the database, what are the applications just we have discussed, what are the drawbacks of a file system is there, okay, what are the different database users are there, what is the architecture of a database, what is the approach that we have to use in order to build a database. Okay, then again what are the different challenges that we face while building a database, then various component. As an important thing, SQL. Most important part in using database is what? A SQL. SQL stands for structure query language. At the initial stage I told you about that you required a basic knowledge of any programming language. Why? Because here we are going to learn a concept of SQL. Similarly we are going to learn the concept of ER diagram also. Now what is the ER diagram? See, as you know that whenever you are preparing any particular program, before that you are going to draw a flowchart. So what is flowchart? Flowchart is nothing but a step, it is a diagrammatic representation of your program. Suppose I want to write a program for addition of two numbers. So in that case I can design a flowchart. In step 1 I can say I will take two numbers, okay, then I will perform addition, then I will display. So this is what a flowchart. Flowchart is nothing but a diagrammatic representation of your program. Similarly, ER diagram is a diagrammatic representation of your database, which represent what are the entities are there, what are the attributes are there. So currently you are not going to understand what is entity, what is relationship, attributes, but these are a part of a ER diagram. So in short I want to say that ER diagram is nothing but a diagrammatic representation of a database. Then in unit number 2 we are going to learn about a relational database, okay, RDBMS, and relational algebra. Okay, so in unit 2 we are focusing on relational algebra and relational database. So here we are going to learn the concept of relation, then concept of keys there, different types of keys there. So what is key? Okay, so I will give simple example to explain the use of key. Suppose in a class of 50 students, two students may have same name, okay, and I want to identify every student uniquely. So can I able to identify the student based on the name? Of course not, because both the student have same name. So in order to identify a particular student uniquely, what I am going to use? I am going to use the roll number of the student. Though two students may have same name, but their roll number is different. So I can say that roll number is a key for identifying that student uniquely. So there are different types of keys are there, so that we are going to learn. Then there is a concept of foreign key. Relational algebra operators are there. As I told you that you required the knowledge of discrete mathematics. So in relational algebra you require this knowledge, union, intersection. These are the basic operations that we are going to use. So this is what unit number 2. Then unit number 3. Unit number 3 mostly focus on the concept of indexing and normalization. So what is indexing? Why do we require indexing? I told you about that. We, in case of database, we also required the concept of data structure. So you already learn about data structure. What data structure you have learned? About B tree, B plus tree. So that data structure we are going to use in case of indexing. So indexing means what? Indexing is a very simple concept that is used in your book. Okay, so in case of book whose size is large, suppose I have one database book. So for database we can refer a book of Sudarshan and Korth. So it consists of a number of pages, and I want to find a per concept of bit tree. So I need to find a concept of pointer, okay, sorry, concept of B plus tree. So in that case what you will do, in case I will just go to index and I will find the concept of B tree. So what will be there? There B tree is there and page number is there. So I will directly jump to that particular page number. Okay, so this is what the index. Then normalization is there. Normalization means what? It's a technique of organizing a data in appropriate form. So we'll learn this in detail. Here I am just giving you the brief overview what we are going to learn in this database management system. Then unit number 4 is there. So unit number 4 is based on query processing and optimization. So what is query? Just I told you about SQL, structure query language. So in unit number 4 it is based on query processing. Suppose I write a particular SQL query, then how internally being processed by the database. So that complete process is given in unit number 4. What is query processing? Then second concept is query optimization. So what is query optimization? So query optimization is again a very simple concept. Suppose you want to come to college from your home. Okay, you want to go to college from your home. So more than one route is available. Okay, so suppose route 1 takes 10 minutes and route 2 takes 15 minutes. So which route you are going to select? Obviously I am going to select route 1. Why? Because it takes only 10 minutes. Okay, but route 2 will take 15 minutes. So I am going to use route 1 which takes only 10 minutes. So this is what optimization. In order to execute a single query, multiple ways are there. So your database will select one efficient way which takes less amount of time. Okay, then unit number 5 is based on transaction management. Now transaction, all of you I think aware about transaction. So transaction is a concept that is not only related to banking, but other domains are there. But basically we heard about transaction. Suppose we withdraw the money, that is transaction. Suppose we deposit a money into a bank, that is also considered as a transaction. Okay, so how that process will be there? There is a set of property that your transaction should satisfy. So in unit number 5 we are going to learn what is transaction, what are the properties of transaction. So this thing we are going to learn in unit number 5. Then unit number 6 deals with the recovery. Okay, unit 6 deals with the recovery of a database. Now why do we want to recover our data? Okay, see, I told you that in most of the domain we are using database to store a data, but can you imagine a situation, suppose you are going to store a data in your database and your data gets lost. What will happen? It will create a lot of problems for that. So in that case, there is a mechanism of recovery through which you can recover your data. So there are various techniques are there which we are going to learn in unit number 6. Then here I mentioned a few books that you can refer in order to prepare this particular subject. I will recommend that you have to use the book Database System Concept by Korth and Sudarshan. See, a number of books are available, so but this is a book given in your syllabus, so that's why you need to refer it. Then few reference books are there: Database Management System by Raghuram Krishnan and Introduction to Database by Kahate. Okay. So other than this, a number of online resources are available through which you can learn the concept of database. Then course objective, what are the main objective behind learning this subject, that I have mentioned over here. And course outcome. Course outcome is what? What is expected after learning this subject? What is the expectation from student after learning of this subject? And assessment tools. Okay, in assessment tool we are going to learn about in assessment, how will you assess this? Through through assignment and through various exams. So thank you.